Hi, I'm Joe Walensky, and I'm the program manager for the UX Writing Conference. And I'm so excited to be talking today with Oz Chen, one of our speakers who will be at our event coming up October 6th and 7th. And that event's going to be everywhere. It's online, so anybody can go to the UX Writer event without having to leave the comfort of your own home or office or wherever you happen to be ensconced right now. So let me bring in my guest, Oz. Hi, how are you doing today, Oz?
Hey, Joe. Thanks for bringing me here and including me. I'm doing great.
Well, yeah, it's good to have you for this conversation. I'm talking from my home office in Vashon Island near Seattle. It's a beautiful day. Where are you talking to us from?
Based out of Los Angeles, sunny Los Angeles, specifically right now in Playa Vista.
All right,
Blessed
nice.
with great weather right now.
As it is most of the time, probably, unlike around here. Well, yeah, it's good to have you for this conversation, and I think a lot of people in the UX writing field are already familiar with your work, but for those who may not be as much, why don't you talk a little bit about your background, how you got to where you're at today, and the type of work that you're involved in?
Yeah, so thank you for that intro. I started in UX. I've been in the UX field for 5 years, being a user experience designer and an interaction designer. And before that, I was working in business and made that transition. I've always loved writing and blogging, and over the last couple years, just was really trying to merge these two interests of writing and designing, and it seemed like the perfect time to engage with content strategy and UX writing. And now I work as a UX writer at Credit Karma. If you're not familiar, we made free credit scores, a popular thing and a real thing, as well as a lot of other free financial products to help champion financial progress for everyone. And that's a little bit of my short bio, but I also run uxbeginner.com. I'm really passionate about helping people transition into the field of user experience. If you're transitioning from another career, if you're a student, just graduate from boot camp, or just have those questions, happy to help and have a lot of have communities around supporting people to do that.
Well, let me ask you about UX, your uxbeginner.com. Yeah, talk a little bit more about that, what that's all about and what the experience has been like putting that together.
In a way, UX Beginner indirectly helped me become a UX writer, because when I was transitioning from being a business analyst to UX design, I was trying to just write down everything that I was learning, and I had a lot of other friends who were interested in UX, and instead of repeating myself over and over again, I just thought, okay, I should just write something down and share it with them. So it grew from there, and how it kind of led to UX writing is, being in the blogging field, writing about UX, I started just having this appreciation for how writing is designed and always having that lens. So now today, if you are part of the UX Beginner community, there's about 5,000 people in our Facebook group, always asking all sorts of great questions, and also an email list of about 9,000 people. So we just send out UX nuggets once a week with articles and highlights and career resources.
Yeah, well, that's a really those numbers are a credit to your work, because that means a lot of people are engaged and enjoying your content. And you also mentioned your writing, and you do share a lot of information broadly, online, and you're pretty active with your blogging. So maybe talk a little bit about about that, of what what brought you into that, and what just how you enjoy that experience.
I just love the idea of online publishing, especially writing. I love the idea of sitting down and really trying to answer a question that is like a hot burning topic, whether it is am I too old to transition to UX? If I am a graphic designer, how do I get into UX? And really thinking about content as an experience, the way that someone reads content, how can I break down that content in a way that first feels practical to them, feels connected to them, where they're at in their career stage, and ultimately is helpful. And so just having that appreciation of writing from a blogging perspective and writing articles, I think kind of that's infused in how I write as a UX writer.
Well, I mean, that's always a good emblem of somebody that's passionate about your craft, because probably 95% of all the blogs that have been posted have 2 posts, and then people realize that there's a lot of work that goes into, fulfilling that on a regular basis.
Yeah, words on a page is hard.
Yeah, you also mentioned your work at Credit Karma, and so I mean that, like, writing in the financial industry, it can be kind of tough in general. Kind of things are revolving around credit ratings are probably ones that probably make a lot of people unsure and things like that. How does it work in your organization? What are you bringing, what types of things are you bringing into the UX writing there?
Yeah, well, first I have to just shout out to the Credit Karma management, the company, and the design team, because I was fortunate enough to enter a design team that is very mature, has a very advanced and expert understanding of UX writing, maybe compared to some other companies. So the structure to do great UX writing is there to take ownership in terms of the agency that we have in pairing with designers and doing content strategy. In terms of Credit Karma, as a company, if you log onto the site today, we're mostly known for credit scores. And that's kind of like the entryway for a lot of people into the site. But we are a verticalized company. So there's auto loans and home loans, and we have Credit Karma Tax. I specifically work on Credit Karma Savings and our banking initiatives. So Savings was something that launched last year. And it is one of the fastest growing savings accounts, with hundreds of thousands of funded savings accounts. And that's mostly where I spend my time. And it was such an interesting, unique experience, which is going from 0 to 1 in the banking space, of having first not only no savings account or no bank account in general, but also it is a very new move for Credit Karma. Like before, we told people about your money, your finances, and it was at that informational layer. And we get deeper and deeper with loans and things like that. But now we've kind of moved into a space where we're handling people's money. And that changes the relationship. And that in turn changes some of the voice and tone, changes how we talk about money, how we position ourselves as a company. Yeah, so it's been a huge learning experience for me.
And that experience, I'm sure, I'm guessing, ties into the topic that you're going to do at the UX Writer Conference. So it's the title is UX Writing for Fintech. So tell us a little bit about how you came around to putting this presentation together and what we can expect to learn from it.
Yeah, so I am very much an explorer of fintech spaces. I think everyone who works in fintech, or financial technology for short, always has to look at a lot of competitors and a lot of other user flows. And so this talk is about kind of like the adventures and explorations of what UX writing might look like in fintech compared to other companies. Because there's a lot of different scenarios that come up for the user and as a product design team when you're handling people's money, like talking about when money will land in someone's account, a lot of error messaging, the account sign-up flow is a big deal because, no one just opens up a bank account willy-nilly. It is a more pronounced beginning of a relationship than maybe opening up a free account to receive emails. When finances are at stake, there's these different user scenarios that I feel like are a lot bigger than some of the other experiences I've touched. And so that's why a lens on UX writing and UX writing examples, some good and bad, how that could affect people's financial experiences on the internet.
Well, I think that this is a topic that is, well, it's certainly going to benefit people that are also working in that space, but I think there's probably a lot of lessons learned for all of us about, what it takes to be in that kind of environment. So it should be a lot of fun. And thanks for taking the time to, share some of your background and experiences with me on this little conversation.
I appreciate your time. Really appreciate being included in this conference. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you, Joe.
All right. We'll see you in October. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.